Today we are going to talk about what I call the golden rule of building wealth. In my opinion, this is the most important rule regarding personal finances that you could follow. And if you only follow this rule and maybe not some of the others, you still would have put yourself on one of the best paths possible to having a bright financial future. And this rule is pretty simple. Basically, the golden rule is to live beneath your means. In other words, don't spend all the money that you earn. If you spend more money than you earn, then you're going in a direction of decreasing your financial position. By living beneath your means or spending less than you earn, you continually improve your personal financial situation. More specifically, what you're trying to do is create a positive margin between your revenue or your gross income and your expenses. So the larger the margin, the more you are adding to your wealth. And you can attack that from a number of different ways. You can either raise your income by either getting better pay at a job or selling more if you have a business and you're selling a product or service, or you can lower your expenses by either spending less, consuming less, or finding smarter ways to get similar things that you currently do, but for a lower amount. Now you can calculate your savings rate by dividing your margin by your income. So, for example, let's say that someone earned $1,000 over a period of time, and for that same period they spent $900. Doing the math there, they would take the 1,000 minus the 900, and they would have $100 of margin left over. If you take the $100 and you divide it by the 1,000, which is what you earned, you would have what I would call a 10% savings rate. Now, conversely, if someone earned $1,000 and they spent $1,100, they would have spent $100 more than what they earned, and that would be a 10% negative savings rate. I've created what I call a savings diamond, which is kind of a graphic to show where you might be on this savings or spending as a percent of your income. If you're in the middle of the diamond, you would have a 0% savings at this line, and that means you would be paycheck to paycheck. In other words, all the money coming in is all going out. And so you're not gaining financial ground, you're not losing financial ground. You're basically even. Now, on the positive side, depending on what margin you're creating, you can be in a number of these different buckets, anywhere from the 0 to 10% range, 10 to 30%, and so on. If you can get above 0 and get to some of these other categories, you will begin to build wealth. And then from that point on, you can take that money, and that money can work for you by earning interest or getting capital gains through investments that will grow and grow over time. And eventually, the beauty of compounding interest and reinvesting of gains can eventually put you on a path to a great financial future. On the flip side, if you are spending more than you make, you are either going to eat into your savings that you do have, or you're going to be borrowing. And as we know, a lot of people have credit card debt, which means they're spending more than they make. Debt will begin to accumulate, and that compounding effect that I talked about will go in the other direction. It's going to be compounding for the person loaning you money, such as a credit card company, but it will be compounding against you. So you'll be spending a lot more to get the same product or service that you could have just paid for once. And of course, depending on how unfavorable that negative difference becomes, debt can begin to mount pretty quickly and put you on a position or in a situation where you can have some solvency issues or even have to declare bankruptcy if it gets too bad. So I hope this graphic will help you. What you would benefit from is to go ahead and calculate your expenses as a percent of your income for a recent period of time. You can pick last month, for example, and determine where you fall on the savings diamond. And if you do want to improve your financial situation, develop an action plan to either increase your income or decrease your expenses, or a combination of both. Set a goal to get your monthly savings rate improved from wherever you're at. Doesn't matter where you are on that savings diamond. If you start making progress and improvements, you will start moving up And again, you need to track monthly. If you're really serious about improving your financial situation, you need to know where you're at so you can set goals and continue to work to improve. So I hope this helped you out. Thanks for watching.